my God.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, by the time you hear this, if you hear this by the time I put it out on the day, on the day,
On whatever day
Halloween.
that is.
Yeah, Halloween will be occurring soon.
Yeah, so soon.
So soon. And then if you've heard this after, well then,
I hope you had a great
you know,
Halloween.
I hope it was satisfactory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. It is it's been
It's been
um it's been how have you been? How's
great,
the
you
realm of
know?
Jess?
Um, I'll be completely honest. If I'm not at work, I am asleep. So it's been fine.
Yeah, you're like just like a dual function.
When I just want you to know, when I come into your streams, like I am like so deliriously like asleep. Like there, I don't remember anything I say ever. Like, so if I'm ever
That's
in your
so
streams
funny.
and I'm saying some absolute fuck shit, like more fuck shit than normal, just know one eye shut. Like I'm half out all the
Dude, so
time.
it's kind of like you're
Pretty
sleepwalking.
much.
So how are we on a scale of awake to sleepwalking
Oh, on
currently?
this day? I had
Yeah.
today off, thank God. So actually I slept for
Oh,
like 14 hours yesterday.
oh fuck
So I've
yeah.
actually never been more awake in my life.
I love
Yeah.
that. I get so excited for Fructown recording
I
day.
know, me too. I love it so
I
much.
have I feel like I just accumulate things to talk about, like a
And I
tumbleweed,
love that
like a Katamari
because
ball.
I bring absolutely nothing to the table and I love that
No,
for us.
you do.
Hmm.
You bring the you're the audience,
I
you know?
really
You're kind
am
of like a
the passenger princess.
yeah,
Always.
but it
It
works.
works.
It works. You have stories to tell. I just have so many of them.
You're like, here's what we have planned, and everything else is just your fuck shit in between. And I love that.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, here's some things that
Hmm.
I have to talk about. I have to get them out of my little brain.
And I'm
Um,
so excited for that
but
today
yeah, it's so
because you're gonna
much. It's so
educate
much. Where should we
me.
begin?
Uh, let's talk about Sniper Wolf
Oh
because what the
God. So
fuck?
you know about
Oh,
this.
I know about this.
Oh my God. Dude, okay, here's the thing. I didn't know who this person was prior to
Oh,
anything happening about her.
oh my God.
Like I knew Jax Films like did the whole channel. Like that was my introduction, was her like
Hmm.
being called out by Jax Films for like basically just stealing TikTok
Oh yeah,
content and like just the way she reacts to it, it's kind of like
it's so
it's very
bad. It's
canned.
so
It's
bad.
very bad.
Um, when I
Um,
worked at the group home, they were
mhm.
big fans of YouTube shorts and YouTube videos, and all they watched
Oh
was Sniper
boy.
Wolf. And so I got a lot of content, a lot of Sniper Wolf content that I did not necessarily consent to. Um, it's
I
bad.
mean, YouTube definitely pushes her stuff out because I
It really does.
signed on to like a YouTube app, not signed in, and like she was just on the front
Oh yeah, she's always on like trending.
several videos and I'm like, okay, like
She
what?
steals. If you guys don't know who she is, she basically just steals content, and she is a quote unquote reaction slash commentary, I guess it would be, but like no commentary. It's like, haha,
Right.
damn, that's
It's the
crazy.
most
That's what she
bland
gives.
stuff she Yeah, she'd be like, "Whoa, did you
Whoa,
see
and like
that?"
fake laughter, and she even goes to the
Yeah,
point where she will crop out watermarks or usernames,
right.
and she will not give them credit. And it's like, wow, like you actually are doing the most to be the worst. It's not just
And the
accidental.
thing about her is that she has like 34 million subscribers. So she is like a
Yeah.
huge creator,
She is
you know?
like up there, big time.
Yeah.
And she's a piece of shit, as it turns out.
Yeah, she
She
sucks.
fucking
She
sucks. She big
sucks.
time sucks.
So she felt somehow necessary to take a photo
Mhm.
of Jack's Film's house because she was in the neighborhood doing something.
Uh-huh.
She took a photo of the front of his house, posted it to her Instagram
And tagged
stories.
him.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, like, let's talk it out. And then, like, tagged him. And it's just like, hello?
Yeah, but the worst part was like she didn't even like she first put a picture of herself that was like, I'm on his street.
Right.
Like what? Huh?
Scary. She's like,
It's so fucked up. And he was streaming when he saw it. He was streaming with a bunch of people and they were like,
dude.
yo, what
Oh,
the fuck? And like sent it
that's
to him.
bad.
It's I think
Live react
right.
to you getting doxxed. Like, Jesus.
It's so bad. Like I feel like the way I'm gonna sound so boomer. I feel like I say things and I just sound so boomer. But like
I
the
don't even care
kids these
anymore.
days, they
Right.
really like the internet. There is no privacy anymore.
No, oh, yeah, for
Like,
sure.
and she just thought it was like cool and kosher and normal to stroll up to this man's house who hates her guts historically and be like, here's your house on my Instagram. Like, it's so messed up.
And her excuse was so fucking, it was just so bad. Like, she was like, "Oh, yeah, this was just information available on Google. I didn't do anything wrong." And it
Huh?
was like,
You
hello?
super did do something
First of
wrong.
all, it's not on Google.
Right.
Second of all, huh?
Huh? Like, you think that this is normal behavior, ma'am?
Yeah, it's so funny. And it's funny because like I said, I didn't really know much about this person prior to like the Jax Films like thing because he made a parody YouTube account
Mhm.
called Jax Films, like in the style of Sniper
Right.
Wolf, where he reacts to her reacting, and it's
Oh
kind of like this
my God.
meta. It's so good. It's basically like how it got like, a lot of attention.
Mhm.
Because he would do these things called Sniper Wolf Bingo,
Oh
where they would do
God.
like a bingo sheet and
It's
like
like
to
cryptid
her
sleepover
react
bingo.
things. It's so funny, but like, yeah, it's the doxing part.
That part.
Um,
Like, that's
big
crazy to me.
big issue. I mean, that's definitely illegal in
Yes.
some way, right?
100%. Right?
Oh, by the way, she's been like arrested and been into prison. Did you know that?
No, absolutely not. Like, in the past or because of this.
In the
What'd
past,
she
she's been
do?
arrested for armed robbery.
Here's the thing. Why am
Armed
I'm not
robbery.
surprised. Like,
I
what the
know.
fuck? Why am I so
Dude,
not surprised? I'm like, yeah, that actually, yes.
I ended up like getting into like some video where someone was like breaking down the past of Sniper
Oh my
Wolf, and
God.
apparently she was married at some point, and her husband like planned out all the content and then she did it to the point where like it was gameplay. Like she wasn't even playing the game,
Stop.
but she was like reacting in the corner like she
That's
was, and
actually
it was being
so
posted to
funny.
YouTube. Honestly, it's a great
That's
idea.
kind of a slay. I don't know.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's kind of funny. However, they did get a divorce, so like the things that she's doing now, I think it's
her
her
content.
independently, but she does like read from like a script as well
It's
for like the reacts. It's very
it's so
interesting.
like like when you watch it, the only thing I can think of to describe it is like Uncanny Valley. Like she just sits there and
Yes.
she'll show a video and she's like, "Whoa, did you see that?" Like it's just I don't even know. It just
I
feels
think, I mean,
weird.
that's why she's so popular because like it's not offensive. She's not really adding any like critique of anything. It's just like
And it
a
kind of caters to children.
whoa. Oh yeah, and it's like it's you can see
Right.
why, you know.
It's so
But
bad.
that's why it's another big deal that like she doxed somebody
hmm
because her audience is children.
Yes. And like
So they're gonna see that and be like, "Oh, this is okay to do."
100%. And like it's just so messed up. Like I don't know. If it reminds me of like there was at one point Jenna and Julian there was like a fan that would like, well, there's a bunch of people that would go to their house and like knock on the door, and like Julian had to make a video
Right.
like, do not come to our house.
It's
Like,
so icky.
that is their home. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand how people cannot respect that, but it makes me think of this other thing that's happening right now. Oh, Benjen. He said meow. It's like going around on TikTok of this guy who is called Target Run. Have you heard of this?
No.
This man made a video. It's just like a normal, like kind of like a day in the life. Like it's just called Target Run. And he like gets changed and like he's going to Target. Like it's chill. But in the video, there's like people. Like he records his cashier and like the person that's in line in front of him and like people walking by.
Right.
So there's this this thing that people are saying that like we are all performing to an invisible audience. Like we will all be in someone's content someday.
Oh, I know that I have
Right.
been.
I mean, you live in New
There's
York.
no fucking
like,
way.
Of course.
Yeah.
And like
I've been in probably the background
So
of
many.
so many
vloggers.
like family photos.
Mhm.
I've definitely walked in front of people taking photos.
Oh yeah.
That just happens. But
But like
yeah,
no one
it's-
asks for permission.
it is weird to think
for that.
about.
Like that
Yeah.
it's just the age of like everything is recorded and everyone is a content creator is like crazy. Like to think that you could just be like working your job at Target and someone is like setting up a tripod or like recording you without your knowledge.
God.
It's crazy and it feels very
I do-
doxy also.
I do see like people filming TikToks in public and it's
Oh,
like
God.
it's so wild. It's like a National Geographic special because I'll be like
Zoomers in their natural
walking by
habitat.
like yeah, it literally feels like I'm just observing something happening, and who knows, that person might have like 8 million
Maybe.
TikTok followers. I don't fucking know.
I mean, especially there, probably.
Dude, my fucking nightmare is someone coming at me with a tiny microphone. I will scream.
God, a dude on the street asking questions about
It could
like
happen.
feminism. Like if I am so lucky, I live in old man country. Like there's no the
Yeah.
chances of even seeing someone my age are low, let alone someone with a camera. Like it's not gonna ever happen. But like if I was walking down the street and someone came up and was like, "I'll give you $1 if you like answer this question," I'd be like, "I'm calling the police." Like I could not.
Just bite the microphone
Right,
and
just
spit
bark
out
at
the
them.
fucking yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's sometimes you can tell the type of people that may look like they're gonna do that, and you can avoid them.
You can anticipate
know.
if they do like the
They
look.
look too
They're like
eager.
looking at you like kind of weird out of the corner of their eye.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I wear sunglasses all the time. Do not make eye contact with me.
You wear a disguise 24/7.
Literally.
And I love that.
Literally. Oh, speaking of, I just did the clown
Oh
stream.
my fucking god. The Jeff the Killer like cosplay is what you did. And it's amazing.
Dude, it was a Jeff the Killer slash clown cosplay, a two for
The actual
one.
clown makeup did pop the fuck off, which I did go to sleep before seeing, so I saw it this morning, but I saw the important part, and that's all that matters.
The Jeff the Killer portion, I was like literally just putting on the white face paint, the base, and then I looked at the camera and I'm just like, I look like Jeff the Killer right now.
Haunted.
Like, and then
Here's the thing. Did you guys know, hey, listeners at home, did you know that you can just, there, if you search deep fry my photo, there's just like a deep fry meme generator. And anyway, I took a screenshot and I did put it on there. And I thought I was going to have to run it through a time or two, you know, a couple times. Immediate. It came out beautiful and perfect. And it will be on the thumbnail of this episode.
Oh my god, yes.
It's so
so
funny.
haunting. It's so haunting.
It really is. Like, you look at that photo and you're like, wow.
I really look like Jeff the
that person's gonna Jeff the kill me. Like, it's
Dude, it makes me want to actually do a Jeff the Killer face paint, like
so
proper
bad.
now. Oh
I
my
love
god.
it so much.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so good.
And the best part was I was on the phone with Cody, obviously, and I just went, hold on, got
Of
silent.
course.
I didn't tell him what I was doing. And then I sent it to him
Of course.
first, and he was like, "What the fuck is that?" And of course, I had to
Just
share
gonna
it.
Jeff the Kill
I
you.
was just, I was creating Jeff the killer. You know, it was amazing,
It's everyone knows and loves.
right? Our beloved.
But yeah, oh my God, it was truly a moment, and now it's an emote.
As it
Oh,
should be.
bless. As it should be, as is its right.
It's the way that you were doing that makeup, and I was like shaking with the urge to just like do clown makeup. It's so funny how little it takes. And I know Caroline was the same way.
You know what? I saw Megan bought a clown palette.
Oh my fucking God. Clowns, clowns,
Dude.
clowns.
The clown influence. Apparently I'm a clown influencer.
Oh my God. Clown convoy? When?
Dude,
No. I'm sorry.
please.
I know I haven't gotten it yet. I need to get the game.
No, I know. I'm just saying please in general.
need
just
it.
because I need it.
We do.
Dude. Apparently, there's a freaking Halloween. Here we go. Hold
Oh
on.
no.
A pit stop to the truck sim talk for like a minute. There is a Halloween event
Uh-huh.
in Truck Sim
And what is it?
where you get to deliver candy, right?
Okay.
And the truck is like all cute and has like little skeletons on it, and it's like very adorable. And if you do like, I think it's like 13 missions, you get like this, I think it's like a cat Dracula that you can put on your dashboard.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then if the whole community does 1 million deliveries, this is like a community
Okay.
challenge. Then everyone gets like a cute little, I think it's like a little spider that you can like hang up in your rearview mirror, like a little cute guy.
I'm obsessed with
But
how
I-
obsessed with this game you are.
Dude, it's my Roman
It
Empire.
really is. You think about it all the time. Can we talk
It
about that for a second?
accidentally
The
What?
Roman Empire
the
shit.
Roman Empire.
Have you asked a man
Yeah.
this?
No.
Because I haven't, and I feel like everyone's just playing a big prank on me. Hey, men at home, if you are a man, what the fuck? How often do you think about the Roman Empire? Because I'll tell you right now, me,
Like
not much, if ever.
0 times.
When I did a course on it, that's when I thought about it, and that's when I learned about
Yeah,
it.
when I had to think about it. Not it isn't in my mind from time to time. Ever.
The men on TikTok are like, oh, every day, every single day. And it's like,
Every day.
your brain is a prison. You're, what? Huh?
That's so man-pilled.
It is
Like,
so
there's no way.
man-pilled,
What?
dude? But like, genuinely, what is your Roman Empire, do you think?
I mean, it's got to be like something. So what defines the Roman Empire? Like something you think about often,
I think
or
something-
just know a lot about.
Okay, I don't think it's something you just know a lot about. I think it's specifically
Right.
something you think about all the time, like often, and maybe it has to be, I don't know, like I've seen a lot of stuff where people are referring to things as their Roman Empire when it's like specifically a
Right.
tragedy or like sad or like,
Right. Like this is the big
Right.
moment that like. I don't know.
I don't know what mine is.
I-
The Titanic.
I mean, Titanic. So you think about the Titanic often.
Quite a bit. Is
Like you'll just be like just having a normal one, and then boom, Titanic.
like, yeah, sometimes.
Like specifically, consistently.
I mean, is that fucked up?
I mean, no. I'm just trying to like form the definition of what Roman Empire would be
I think
for me.
I'm gonna do some research right now.
Okay. Because I don't know if I've ever had like super consistent thoughts. I think, there would be like a hyper focus here, a hyper focus there.
That's what I was thinking. Like my
Like-
Roman Empire is situational. Like it, not even situational, but it changes
Yes.
from time to time.
It's seasonal. It's a seasonal
It's seasonal,
empire.
yeah.
So what is your current season of empire? This is literally the girl version of Roman Empire. It's like, what's your seasonal empire?
Okay, actually, you know what? Not the Titanic. Because, I mean,
Okay.
Titanic, sure. But I'm like a Titanic autistic, so I feel like we can't, like, that can't count.
Right.
Jenna Marbles.
And I would define seasonal as in something you've hyper focused on or like been very into the past like year.
Okay, well,
Is that
yes.
fair?
I feel like my all time is probably Jenna Marbles because I think about her all the time and I get sad. But
Oh,
seasonal, what am I even into? I don't even know what I like or do or have interest in.
literally
Like, I
same.
don't know
Sometimes
much.
it's just like, okay, I just kind of, I mean, right now, obviously, it's like FromSoft
Hmm.
games and their shit because I'm about to start Dark Souls
Oh my God,
3.
I'm
I'm
so
very
excited for
excited.
you.
That shit's gonna be so fun. Um, so like from software games, um, truck
Truck
sim,
sim.
like it's just I'm just trucking,
You're still
dude.
deep in the truck sim.
I'm so
When was the
dude.
last time you
I am in the
played?
truck sim. Last night,
Okay.
well, technically this morning because it was like 2 a.m. But
Yeah.
you know,
I
I had a caffeinated beverage for that clown look. I had
You
to.
had to, you know what? And that's so true and valid. Um, I mean, Sims is another Roman Empire for me. I do think about it often. Unless I'm hyperfixated off of it, in which case I don't think about it at all. So I don't know. I guess that's a seasonal one.
Yeah. I guess podcast drama and just podcasts in general are my empire.
Hmm.
I'm a podcast freak. I like
You like a
podcasts.
podcast. You should start one.
Yeah, I should. I think I
Yeah.
should. Hey, listeners at home, do you think I should start a
Yeah. Do you think
podcast?
Katie should start a podcast? Let us know in the comments. Sound off in the
Yeah,
comments.
and like maybe I don't know who the co-host might be.
I don't know.
Any
I'd
suggestions?
volunteer, but I'm busy, so I got a lot
Oh,
going on.
I see.
Yeah. Mhm.
Gotcha. Um, you know, I gotta say one of my Roman empires used to
Mhm.
be Last Podcast on the Left.
You know what?
And it hasn't been for a little
Same.
bit, but like it used to be.
That is one like true crime podcast I listen to very often. Very often.
I remember being like a Patreon
Yeah.
member back when they still like read off the
Hmm.
names for like who the new people were. So like yeah, I was like super into them for like a good couple of years, I would say.
Hmm. Yeah, me too. I got into actually a viewer when I first started streaming. A viewer and mod
Mm.
told me about them. I didn't know who they were at all. And then I started listening to them probably I want to say like 2018 and I was really really big into them until, I hyperfixated off of it. And apparently there's
Hmm.
drama and I know nothing about it.
Oh my God. And I know, of course,
Everything about
everything
it.
about it because that's what I'm good for.
Hmm. And I love that.
It's so funny. I was hanging out with Cozy and I look at my phone. I see a message from Jess. And it's just like, I love how you inform me about the internet.
Hmm. And they do.
And it's true. Like
I feel
that
like
is
I
my
know a lot
thing.
about the internet. And then Katie puts in our little Frucktown Discord just a sentence I've never heard of or something I never expected. And one of those things I never expected was, well, actually, that's not true because they're men. So I always kind of expect that there's going to be some fuck shit derogatory.
Oh my God. This one, it's okay. It really sucks.
Okay.
Like full stop. It
Is it
sucks
what I'm assuming it
because
is?
I don't know what you're assuming.
Well, it's a man
What are you
in
assuming?
power.
Yes, it has to do with one of them.
Okay.
Um, the one being Ben Kissel.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Ben Kissel.
Give me the
So if
tea.
if you at if you at home are unfamiliar with who Last Podcast on the Left is, they're very, very popular true crime comedy podcast that started like 2018, I think.
Oh, it started in
2017,
2018.
somewhere around that, somewhere around there. I think it was like mid 2010s.
Okay.
But yeah, they were like really small for a bit, and then they got like real big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, the podcast consisted of Ben Kissel, who was basically just like the audience member
Yeah,
of the
he's like
group,
the
and
me.
that he,
Like he's a passenger princess,
yeah,
and we love that. Well, we did.
but it was a good dynamic because like he would just like kind of chime
Crack
in from
jokes.
time to time with
He would
whatever.
like break
Yeah,
the
but like crack
weirdness with
jokes.
like jokes.
Yeah. He would crack jokes with like no just knowledge behind
Mm-hmm.
them just to say some shit.
Yeah.
But it was needed because sometimes they would talk about like really heavy
Mm-hmm.
subjects. And then Marcus Parks is the one who does like all of the research, basically presents the whole
Yeah. Like the
thing.
main dude,
Um, yeah. So the one that's like the knower.
the knower.
And then Henry Sabrowski, who is kind of more like comedic, but also a little
Mm-hmm.
knowledgeable on these things, kind of more into like UFOs,
Yeah.
cryptids type of shit. So, it was a good dynamic. It was a good dynamic, honestly, for what it was. But recently it has come out, and this kind of started in September. Um,
Okay.
a an ex of Ben came out and was like posting TikToks like saying like, you know, shit about him, and basically just like being like, yo, I'm coming out with what I have to say
Mm-hmm.
about him. He sucks. Here's like a list. It was like a TikTok that had like a bunch of text on it, essentially.
Okay.
It was a big call out post. Basically calling him out for being abusive, having drinking problems, being just like controlling and weird, and how she was like very afraid to like come out about this because she's a sex worker. So she was like very
Oh.
like afraid that like people would not believe her,
Right.
or like, you know. And here's the thing, most people were very supportive, but the last podcast like fan base is so
Mm-hmm.
huge now, like they're
Yeah.
huge. So there was definitely a lot of people who were like harassing
There's
her about
definitely
it and
like
stuff.
stan
So
behavior there.
yeah, it's here's the thing. I remember like being into this podcast, like even in the early days, because they used to have like a Facebook like group page or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to like actually shut it down because people were being so like fucking toxic. So it was always there,
Just like a
you
not
know?
great community of people.
Right. Like there's definitely good people
Oh
in it,
yeah.
but like there was always some stinkers. So
Mm-hmm.
it does not surprise me that that happened. So all of this information was coming out in like September of this year.
Okay.
Um it is October 12th on this article that came out uh by the Rolling Stone. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, "Oh shit,
Oh no.
what now?"
Right.
So this basically blew the lid off everything. And here's the title.
Okay.
Here's the title of this article. It says, "His true crime podcast stood up for victims. Now he's accused of abuse."
Oh.
And it basically like interviews like a lot of past partners about him, and they all kind of have like a resounding like, yeah, he has always been like really terrible. And it always happens like as soon as he drinks.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was a huge, it's like a very, here, I'll link it to
Yeah.
you if you want to check it out. And if anyone else wants to read like the details, it's Rolling Stone. But yeah, there's some really fucked up shit detailed in here, and how he like interacted with
And
fans,
he also like
and
did like he's a comedian. Like he was on like shows.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
he was on like a Adult Swim show, wasn't he?
Yeah, they're all comedians. They all kind of do like little acting parts here and there. But yeah, very very prominent in the like New York City comedy
Mm-hmm.
scene. And that was like a couple of comments that stood out to me. Because they used to perform at this one place in Queens called the Creek in the Cave. That's kind of where they started recording
Yeah.
the podcast as well. And apparently he had such a reputation. They got in contact with like the old owner of the club, and she responded. She was like, I haven't heard about him in years. I thought he would have died in the fire that took down the club.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, oh my God. So yeah, he's just been known to be this way for a quite a bit.
Oh, dude,
Um
I'm like
and the
scanning through this.
article,
And he
yeah.
is so, that's some of this stuff is so messed up. The fact that he would, trigger warning for gaslighting and physical abuse, he would get so
Yeah.
fucked up and then abuse his girlfriend, and then she would bring it up and he would say, there's a line where he patted her head and said, well, I'm very sorry if that happened, but it didn't.
Yeah, it's
What the
so
fuck?
gross. And here's the thing, if you don't know anything about Ben Kissel, he's also like a very big, like he's a tall ass
Mm-hmm.
dude. He's
He's a big
like
boy.
6'5",
Yeah.
legitimately. So like I'm thinking about like these situations where like, he definitely got too drunk and was like, you know, even just like slamming a door or just like cornering someone, like that's fucking
It's
terrifying.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Ugh, why?
There's one instance in here with a fan that's like literally the worst thing ever.
Oh.
Yeah. Tr Trigger warning, just like bad shit.
Right.
But it's detailed in this article, but I remember like reading it and just being like guffawed.
Mm-hmm.
So basically they had like a Halloween costume contest in Wisconsin at like one of their shows.
Okay.
And this one girl dressed up as Dahmer. She says she regrets it
Mhm.
in the article. So just wanna just wanna
Lay
put
that
in
out
that
there.
like some true crime people have regrets, and that is
Oh
fine.
yeah.
But yeah, she didn't win the contest, and she said that Ben came up to her and was like, I would have picked you, whatever, kind of like buttering her up. And then went in to like hug her and gave her like this kind of full on mouth
Ugh.
kiss, just like
Mm,
randomly.
I don't like that.
And it doesn't stop there. So apparently at the show, uh, a fan had like inappropriately like grabbed her chest.
Okay.
And people were like, you know, I think like Ben knew about it. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened." Blah blah blah. And then it gets worse because the next day at the airport, this fan is at the airport. She sees Ben at a bar
Okay.
in the airport. He is
Of
drunk,
course.
obviously. She approaches though because they had talked about, the incident last night, and like they had like, they had met before. She approaches anyways, even though like the weird mouth kiss thing had happened.
Right.
And he says to her, he was like, I wish I could have grabbed your tits like that. Why can't I do that? Like,
What the fuck?
bro,
Why are men
bro,
like genuinely?
dude. I mean, it's really just like, here's the thing. This behavior has been going on for so long. So
Right.
like this article like kind of also covers like why did their co-host kind of just like
Right. Is it because they knew each other for
continuously
so like men at the end of the day, shitty men will be protected by their shitty bros, right? Like always. But like is it because they're like childhood friends, aren't they?
I think they had definitely known each other
Or
like
just since like adulthood?
early
Okay.
20s, like for definitely like a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this podcast has been around for like almost
Almost
10
10
years.
years. It's just like
Yeah.
Why did they, have they made any statements or anything yet, or have they just been
Um,
silent?
so I will get to
Okay.
that. We'll get to that. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a missing step
Right.
thing as well. It's like everyone knows that like he's a
Hmm.
problem, but there's nothing that they do about it.
Yeah.
So everyone knows to avoid the missing
Hmm.
step,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, it's really weird. Because I remember also when COVID started, he was still living in Brooklyn, and I remember he went on these several tweet long
Oh
tirades about
God.
how the bars are closed
Stop.
because he was an alcoholic,
Oh my
he
God.
was like, the bars are closed. He was freaking out. He was like, the mayor should open up the bars. This is stupid. We should be able to go to the bars and take drinks out at least.
What?
Like, he was
Liquor
being
stores and grocery
insane.
stores were open.
Right, but I think
He got he liked the
he was so
attention
into
and stuff,
bars.
like, cuz
I think he liked I think he liked to socialize and be drunk, honestly.
maybe he was the type of person that was like, "Well, I don't drink alone, so it's not a problem."
Right. Right. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and it's weird because like I remember this happening. I was like, yeah, he did kind of like crumble around like 2020,
Right.
and then just like apparently it got worse on the podcast. Like he would show up like
Drunk at the pod.
drunk.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like I hadn't listened to last podcast proper
Mhm.
in a bit, but I did listen to like side stories because that was kind of more,
That's more
I
you
don't know,
vibe.
my
Yeah.
speed. Yeah, because it would just be like
Like ghost
random fuck shit
stories. Yeah.
stories. Yeah.
Urban legends.
And it was like only Henry and Ben on
Mhm.
that podcast, but you could kind of hear it a little bit. Just like he didn't really have much to say, or like he would say something and it wouldn't really make a lot of sense with what they're talking
Oh,
about. I
that's
don't know. There was
cringy.
definitely like things happening behind the scenes. But yeah, after all this came out, they definitely ousted him.
Oh, did they?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So I think the plan originally was like they made a statement, and they were like he's gonna go to a like an outpatient thing for like 20 days or
Okay.
whatever. Um, but then I guess he didn't agree to do
Right. Of
that,
course he didn't.
so they literally just kicked him out. Like he's already been replaced.
What? There's a
Yeah.
new guy on. For some reason, my brain did not
Yeah.
even think of that as an option. I just thought of them like going for just the two people.
That's what I thought.
That's crazy that he's already
But yeah,
replaced.
it was already, well, here's the thing. Like the last podcast on the left has like such a big like
Yeah.
following. They kind of have like a podcast network going on,
Right.
So it's like, the one show that's like hosted by Henry's wife and
Oh,
somebody
it's
else,
like
and
kind
then,
of a bim bam
you know.
coded. Okay.
Yeah, well, a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they have like friends like within their comedy realm who have been on like shows with them before. So um they replaced him with Ed Larson,
Oh,
who has been on like a couple shows with them.
I
So
recognize that
I
name.
guess a lot of, yeah, he's been on he's probably been on some last podcast episodes with them, but yeah, I guess he's like been an okay replacement. Again, I don't listen to it, but like a lot of the fans are like, "Oh yeah, it's actually an
Oh
improvement."
shit. Get his ass.
Literally, I thought people were gonna be
Like sad
like,
about it.
"Oh, it's not the
Yeah.
same." But the reaction from like the fan base, most of
Hmm.
them has been like, "Oh, it's been better because actually like Henry and Marcus sound happier too." So I'm like, "Oh man, that's like
So did they
wild."
take like any time off from production, or did they literally just replace this guy in a week and start making podcasts again?
Um from what I see, I think they had like a couple of guests on
Okay.
just to kind of
Fill the
like
space.
keep
Hmm.
going, cuz yeah. I don't think they stopped.
That's
I think they
crazy.
just they kept going. Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Like they have the money to take like a
Like
break. Like it's just crazy to think that they
I
didn't grieve it at all. Like it makes me think, were they trying to get rid of
it
them,
makes
this
me
guy, for like a
it
while?
makes me think that they want it. Yeah, that's what I'm
They were
thinking.
like, but they couldn't think of like a genuine reason to get rid of him because like the thing is, it gets really muddy when it's like a substance issue, right? It's like
Right,
having a real
right.
quote unquote real job. Like out here, I don't know about in America, but out here, if an employee has a substance abuse problem and is showing up to work drunk or whatever, you cannot fire them. You have to send them to rehab. Yeah.
Really?
And then if they refuse to go to rehab, then you can fire them, but you have to give them help. And like, I know that that's like, legal, but like morally, especially if you're friends with someone, you're not going to want to just get rid of them because they have a problem. So that's probably
Yeah.
what it was, I would assume.
I think also from what I've read, they like had tried to get him to go
Hmm.
to rehab before. So I think this like coming out with like this whole like, thing with like the recent ex
Yeah.
and then basically everybody in this article just like coming together and being like, yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Right.
Fuck him.
Jesus.
Like literally the owner of the club just like thinking and hoping and wishing that he
Right.
died in the
I just kind of hoped
fire.
he was in
Like, oh
there.
my
Like, that's
God.
crazy.
Yeah. Apparently like it's weird. Like I guess everyone knew that he was a piece of shit, but like they couldn't do anything because he was, you know, one of the biggest podcasts and with the fucking fan base that they have too.
Right. Like,
Not all of them, obviously, but like the ones that are like bonkers, you know?
okay, so I'm looking at a picture because, like, I listened to the podcast, but for a very long time, I didn't know who was who. I could because I'm just bad at like names and voices. So I'm glad it's
Right.
not the one that I like the most.
Which one?
Henry Zabrowski.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's not him.
that would
That would make me
that would
sad.
crush
I
me.
know.
Yeah.
He's actually the one that I like the least. So like, at least it's that one. But like, it's still so fucked. You know?
Yeah, but it's also just like the the thing that he played on the podcast was like this goofy,
Oh
harmless
yeah.
type of guy and I'm a gentle giant,
Why
like,
is that?
that was
It's always
his
that way.
character. It really
It's always that way. And like,
it really is. Like,
I'm a
ugh,
good guy and like I can make you feel safe and an ally and like that. It's just like, gotcha, bitch.
ally,
Like, I
dude.
don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I do get it because they're
Ugh,
like monsters and predators and like they suck. But like, also, what the
right.
fuck? You know?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Ugh,
It like as soon as this came out, like again, like I wasn't surprised,
right?
but then like when the Rolling Stone article came out and I was
Oh
like, "Oh
shit.
no." And then everyone in the comments was like, "Oh, it's worse than I thought."
Oh yeah. It's bad. Like, it's big time bad.
It's so yeah. But it is interesting how they just kind of they replaced him pretty easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just like
They were
wonder
like,
if like they had talked to this guy on the DL and been like, listen, like if anything happens or like it like we kind of like, maybe you could be a replacement. Like I wonder if like things were like happening and
I
moving and no one knew about it.
I don't know because Ed was on a podcast that they had. I think it was like before they had last podcast and I left.
Okay.
It was called the Round Table of Gentlemen, and it
Mhm.
was like a bunch of it was like them and like other comedian friends in that kind of circle. So I think they've always kind of like jived
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Like they had like a flow together, but there was like a couple of episodes where they like had some guests like, to switch in.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, then I think they had him on like a couple episodes and they probably got like good feedback from the
Oh
fans,
yeah.
honestly. So I don't know. But
Jesus.
yeah, it's so interesting.
And it's just such a
Podcast
common
networks.
theme. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Did we talk about the dentist on the last episode? The
What
TikTok
dentist?
dentist?
Wait,
Oh,
what?
okay, we didn't.
Do I
I
know
don't know.
this?
I'm genuinely asking because I have been talking about it with like people a lot, and I didn't know if we talked about it. There's this dentist. Okay, okay,
No.
I get to teach you
Oh
about something
God.
fucked up for once.
Oh God. Yeah.
There is this dentist on TikTok. Let me see if I can find his name.
Great.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. Dr. Kenny Smiles.
This is. Oh
He
God.
is just this guy. He's a dentist, you know,
Okay.
whatever.
Great.
And he started like, I think when he first started on TikTok, he was just doing like wholesome-esque videos of like talking to his like patients and like getting their story and like helping them with their teeth and then being like, you don't have to pay for your teeth, you know, which is great.
Oh, I
But
see.
then
Sure.
he started
Yeah.
like only having women clients, and people are like, okay,
Oh.
whatever, you're still giving them, you're still helping them. And then
Uh-huh.
he started like berating these women and like making fun of them. But like there was this aura of like,
In the video?
oh yes, but like there was this
What?
aura of like, okay, this man helps his people and like he gives them free teeth, and it is, you know, women who like grew up poor or like ex drug addicts, like they
Right.
need their teeth fixed, and like it ruins your life when your teeth
Right.
are fucked. So he would have them in his chair,
Yeah, absolutely.
and he'd be like making fun of their teeth and like calling them crackheads and like saying shit like, I
What
bet
the
you never get
fuck?
fucked. Like stuff like that.
What?
Yes.
In it on the TikTok?
On the TikTok.
And that this was allowed to be posted on TikTok.
Well, because
What?
the women, because it's just our nature, femme presenting people, to laugh along with men that are talking shit to us because men are scary. So these women would
Right.
like giggle and be like,
You don't want to
"Ah, ha,
piss
ha."
off the dentist,
Especially
you
a dentist
know.
who's giving you all free teeth when it's your biggest insecurity. So he would do that shit.
Right.
And then he started,
God.
I don't know what the next step was, but the biggest thing and the reason all this came out was because he was going to have this TV show or a show somewhere where he was giving people free teeth and like helping them and, you know, whatever. And he was
Right.
like, if you need free teeth, DM me. And like, don't give me your sob story because I really don't give a shit if you grew up poor or if blah, blah, blah. Like, I see everyone's story. It's not going to give you one up. And like, that was very much his vibe. So people were like,
Okay.
whatever. Women would be sending him pictures of the teeth and like their story, whatever. And this one,
Right.
he messaged her and was like, I'm going to need you to send me pictures, about 5 to 10 pictures of your body in your size or whatever. This is more than just about teeth.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, what the fuck?
And then another one he said, I don't even know what the context was, but he had texted this woman. I think it was the show. I think she was going to be on the show. And then she was like, I don't really want to be on the show or something. And he was like,
Right.
honestly, I just wanted to have sex with you.
Hello?
That's what he sent to her. And
What an insane person.
yeah, and turns out he has a criminal record. Hold on. Hold on. For prescribing himself drugs.
No.
Hold on. Let me see if I can
Oh
find
my
it.
fucking God. What an insane.
It's so funny. And like he looks like he'd do it too.
Oh my God. I bet. I fucking bet. I'm going to look him
Texas
up.
dentist under investigation after sending patients naughty texts. That's what I'm reading right now.
Oh, he would.
Okay.
Look at him.
Someone sent him a text that was like, I saw your TikTok, wanted to let you know how amazing you are. Like, I lost all my teeth because I had like medical trauma. I was hit by a drunk driver and like the stress, whatever. He sends a skull emoji and says, the show is more than just a sad story. And with your size, you don't fit the bill.
What the hello?
Yeah.
How fast was this villain arc turn?
Oh, so fast.
Was he
But like he had been posting shit like literally like berating these women, and people were like, haha, oh, Dr. Kenny. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, TikTok is so fucked
It's so fucked
up.
up. I just found the one where, so he followed this girl, and she goes, oh my gosh, you followed me. Does
No.
that mean you saw my auditions on TikTok and on Instagram for the show? Yes, I saw it. I'm so
Uh-huh.
happy you saw it. Sorry, I'm an ugly crier. And he said, just wanted to have sex with you. It's fine.
What the jail?
Jail.
Dude. So what's happening to him now? Is he still posting? Or
I'm trying to find it. I don't think he's posting.
comments off?
Of course. But I mean, I don't know, because it says he's under investigation.
Oh, so he probably can't like talk at all.
Right.
His lawyers are probably like, shut the fuck up.
And there's
Shut up.
there's a video of his daughter, because he has a wife and a daughter. And there's a video of his daughter
Oh,
like
no.
being racist. Like they're all racist and like using
God.
slurs and like
Wow.
it's just
awesome parenting.
Right.
Child abuse.
It's so bad.
Like that's child
Well,
abuse.
she's like a
What the
teen, and
fuck?
it's like an interview with her, and she's like talking about how she says the N word all the time, and
Ugh.
like they make like a joke about, I don't know, immigrants or something, but it's just like so messed up.
Dude.
And yeah, and he was.
That honestly.
Oh, here, did I find it?
Sounds like some Black Mirror shit.
Yeah.
Like that honestly sounds like an episode of Black Mirror. It's like, oh, wholesome dentist gives away teeth, and then he just like slowly, or not even slowly,
Right.
sounds like on a dime turned into a creep.
He was always a creep,
like
pretty
that.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. Revealed to be.
And I saw a video because there's a lot of like video essay YouTubers / commentary YouTubers, you know, that like
Mhm.
that's how I get my like content. I like secondhand listen to them talking about it. So that's how I learned about it. And like they'll like compile videos and stuff. It's great. But I saw a compilation that was like all of the videos of him talking to women in his chair, and then one video of him helping a man. And he was like berating all these women and like saying crazy shit to them, and then complimenting the man, and like just like being like a normal dude to the man. And it's just like men
Dude.
really hate women. And for what?
It's
like
so gross.
so
It's honestly
weird.
so gross that like the algorithm liked that type of stuff
Right.
to like push it out to people.
Right.
Like,
Of course it did.
ugh. Right. Hate
I'm
it.
trying to find the thing about the prescription fraud, but I can't find it. Hold on.
Dude,
Penny Wilson.
I looked him up.
prescription.
I looked him up and I was like, he definitely
He
would.
looks like he would, right?
Yeah.
TexasMugshots.com.
Oh,
A local
shit.
A local dentist has been arrested for fraud for allegedly overprescribing medications to friends and patients, as well as using other dentists' DEA number to obtain medications for himself. According to an investigation conducted by
Wow.
DPS, blah, 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 prescribed over 800 hydrocodone pills between June 23rd and May 24th to a personal friend.
Jesus Christ.
He also
800. Hello.
He also prescribed 30-day quantities of the sleep agent zolpidem tartrate and phantermine hydrochloride, a drug often prescribed for
Wow.
weight loss to his patients as a dentist.
Yikes, dude. Like, wow. He's.
Yeah, it's fucked. And I think it just went away
Yes.
because he wouldn't be able to still be practicing.
It just went away.
Yeah.
I love how like doctors can just move to another county or state and sometimes just be like, yeah, it's fine.
He was in trouble there,
Just
but
don't-
he's like fine here.
Yeah, it's a new state, new me.
Right. It's like when like teachers get up to no good and they just put them at a different school. It's the same energy.
right. Yeah. It's got that priest relocation
Yes.
energy.
It's got priest stink, dude.
yeah,
Ugh.
it does.
Anyway, men in power stay being shitty, is what we're learning.
Dude, TikTok is so. Here's the
Mhm.
thing. From time to time, if I'm real
Mm-hmm.
bored, I will open up a
When you're
TikTok.
desperate, you will go to the app.
I will.
Mhm.
But it kind of just feeds me the same things over and over, which are like giant dog grooming videos.
Right. And you're lucky.
Just like the same account over and over. I'm like, great, this is awesome. Because I only like open it up from time to
Right.
time, so like it remembers now.
You're very lucky for that because yesterday when I was at work, my coworker came in
Oh
and was
no.
like, I saw the most fucked up thing I've ever seen on TikTok last night and I can't stop thinking about it. And of course I looked it up, like not to find the TikTok, but to find, because
Oh.
I specifically did not want to see it. So I looked it up on YouTube where I knew they couldn't show it. But it's this video from a few years ago, I believe, or two years ago, something like that. And it's called Mrs. Pac-Man. Have you heard of this?
That sounds familiar. I don't know what the video is. Do
Trigger
tell.
warning for domestic
God.
abuse. Oh my god, I just heard the craziest sound in my hallway. Domestic abuse, murder,
no.
torture. Okay. And violence and gore. And it's real and it went around on TikTok. It's a video
What the fuck?
of a woman chained to her bed. This is so fucked up. Chained to her bed. Her hands are cut off.
What?
Yeah, I'm so sorry for having to be the person to tell you this.
It's real?
This is real. Her hands are cut off
Oh no.
and she was hit in the head with a machete where her face is completely split open so she looks like Miss Pac-Man.
Jesus Christ.
Basically what happened was it was a husband situation, I believe. And it was not here, it was in like Venezuela or something where
Right.
this happened and he fled and a neighbor could hear it happening and then went to go check on her and found that and took a video of it for some fucking reason and put it on the internet
and posted
and now
it.
because it's so fucked up, people are posting it on TikTok, which, friendly reminder, is an app for children.
You know what's really weird? You can't say like
You
sex.
can't show a shoulder, dude, but you can show a genuine, realistic, actual
how does
murder.
this, like, literally how does this happen?
I don't know.
I'm so confused. And not to sound like a boomer, but like how does TikTok work?
How does TikTok work? Because how come?
Because like
that is, and like it's going around, and like I guess she showed her brother, and was because she was gonna like share it and send it to him, but she did not want like her algorithm to pick that up, so she had to like keep it playing to walk and show her brother, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's all over Reddit, that's all over the internet, and it is real." And I looked it up, and it is, and like, what the fuck? That's on TikTok, and like, imagine, and like, even scarier, even more fucked up, she was alive in the video. You can hear her.
No.
And her eyes are looking around and you can hear someone screaming in the background. And like, imagine being a child and looking at like cat videos and then that coming up. That would be like genuinely so traumatic. Like, actually.
I honestly, like, I really just don't understand how this app works, because if it was just like very censored, like for everything, I would get it. You know, it's a very overly censored app, but like, some things just get through, and then
I really don't get it.
If you say sex or
you can't
like
even have
gay,
like the word
you get
on screen.
flagged.
Like I've been shadow banned on TikTok for like 2 years because I said like fuck. You know what I mean? And then this is just like there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like, that is so weird.
It's so weird.
Like the double speak language that people have to use. Like, I'm so sorry.
Segs and $LE bean for lesbian.
Yeah.
Scripper.
Sewer slide. I feel like sewer slide has to be the worst one of them all.
It
me.
Is bad.
Because I feel like that's so disrespectful. I don't know. You know, like, if you're going to say the word suicide, just say it.
Right. And people are saying like unalive.
Like, Yeah.
Unalive is one, and it's like
And then it's seeping into like the
actual real
actual like
life. Hmm.
lexicon of how people talk, and it's like, no, just say the
I know.
words.
So you can't even
I
say
don't
the word
know.
lesbian, but you can show an actual
That's
genuine moida on the platform. And like,
and that's just like that sounds worse than literally the human centipede. I'm
no,
not even
that is
joking.
like she was explaining it to me and I was like shuddering. Like it is so fucked up. And like
Yeah, you're explaining it to me now, and I'm literally covering my
I was
mouth.
like
I'm just like staring at the
I was like
wall.
as I was talking and like saying it, I'm
Like,
like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't actually be talking about this on the podcast.
no, I mean, we'll put some
Yeah.
warnings on there.
I
It's
gave a trigger
it's
warning.
the
I
Halloween
guess so.
episode. Yeah, it's
But
listen, it's like I just like how?
like
How does this
actually
happen?
how? And like I'm wondering if like maybe if they posted something like at the first like 2 seconds so that it tricks the algorithm
Oh,
or
just
something.
is that all it fucking takes to get like
Dude, I don't
several other
know.
seconds of gore through? Like that needs to be reviewed?
And
Hello?
like
I don't know. I feel like it's something weird,
she was like,
dude.
obviously I reported it, but like if it's multiple people and like it's going around, it's like when people on there's also been like a recent suicide on a TikTok live and like people will screen record that and like upload it and like all because like
Ugh,
everything's on camera now. Everything is recorded and
right.
documented and people want to share it and I don't understand why truly honestly I don't because that's so fucked up. Like all I can think about is a kid
Yeah.
scrolling and finding that and like it being just so messed up.
Yeah, it is. It's honestly just weird because I feel like TikTok would be able to, find like copyright music
Mm-hmm.
that was like somewhere within like a long clip.
Right.
So it's like how can they not find like something fucked?
I
I don't
mean, it
know. Like
has
it's
like
weird.
the the it can see a flesh tone and a
Right.
shape that it
Yeah.
thinks may be provocative
A
and it
tit.
can
Yeah.
flag that. You're telling me that
Right.
much gore. You can't even
Right.
do special effects makeup. It can pick that up. So why can't it pick up that?
Right. I like that's it's really bizarre.
Like I wonder
I don't
if
even know.
it's
Like there is no
no, there's no
answer, but
answer.
like God,
I
it's so
wonder if it's
weird.
like it was getting like so many views and so many comments or something that like the algorithm thought it was good and it just kept like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like you would think that TikTok would have like the best technology
Right.
for like getting rid of this stuff cuz
It's the
like
world's biggest app right now.
yeah, and it's like, most of this is like AI trained.
Yes, yeah.
There are like actual people that go through like messages and stuff to like flag
Hmm.
things. I know they have that for Facebook.
Right.
And I think it was like some like class action lawsuit happened like kind of recently because they were suing for, getting PTSD from
Oh.
having to look at all the shit that they had to look at every
Oh,
day.
Jesus. And you
Um,
would get some
so yeah,
heavy PTSD
yeah,
looking through people's
yeah,
messages.
yeah, and just like having to like flag the worst shit you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like your job. That's your 9 to 5.
8 hours
And
a
then like
day.
having the company being like, we have a wellness pod that you can sit
Oh,
in
my
if you get
fucking God.
overwhelmed
A wellness
from
pod.
having to look at the heinous atrocities of
That
man.
is Black Mirror, is it not? Like that
It
feels so Black Mirror.
no, it is. We live in the bad
We
time.
really do. I feel like Black
We live in the
we
bad
live in the bad
time.
time. I feel like Black Mirror needs to be like it just needs to not make shows anymore because like they cannot come up with
Are they making more? I don't
I
think they
don't
are.
know.
They're just like, we've done
They came out with
enough.
that last one and like then it became a reality like that week. Like they come up with the most fuck shit and it is real. It always is real. Like humanity
I feel like
sucks.
Yeah. I really love the like old, like the first
Oh,
season Black
me
Mirror. That
too.
was like the best. I think that one had the White Christmas episode
John Hamm.
had like John
I
Hamm.
really liked
Yeah,
that
that
one.
one was fucking wild.
Yeah. I really liked, you're right. The first ones were so good. I liked the last one.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It was fine. But like,
Hmm.
then it was just real. Like the AI shit, it's just so scary.
Yeah, I feel like they couldn't really think outside too much because everything
Everything
happens so
happens
much.
so much.
Yeah, like here's the thing. If TikTok has like AI trained for this stuff, they need to recalibrate
They need
because
to do like
what the fuck?
the smart board, like doot, and recalibrate their AI for sure. Because it is just, it's
It's
incorrect at the moment.
that that and like Instagram as well. Like
Hmm.
I have not posted on Instagram in a bit because just like I followed a lot of artists and they would get their stuff
Stolen.
dinged for like showing
Oh,
nudity or like drawing a tit or like,
please. It's art.
it's just like you can't even allude to like any type of nudity lest it be, literally shadow banned. It was
Right.
so ridiculous.
But you can
So
show a murder
I was
on
like, all right,
TikTok. So,
right,
makes no
right.
sense.
I guess it checks out.
Hmm.
But here's the thing, it's like you either like recalibrate the AI to like find this shit, um, or you have people do it, which is not the
Yeah.
optimal solution.
Yeah.
Um, but like there needs to be like some at least like I mean, I'm sure there is. I don't know. I don't know how any of this
Me
works. I'm literally
neither.
talking out my
Yeah.
ass, but like here's the thing. If there's not any like human at the top responsible for this, like like how did they let this through if there
Right.
isn't? That's my question.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of this is
I
run.
don't know how the
It just
internet works. I just
feels
make silly
I
little
don't
content
know.
on there, and that's about it.
I log in, I put on my clown makeup.
Right.
I look like Jeff the Killer
I
and I
Jeff the
leave.
kill you and I go.
Dude, yeah.
Hmm.
It's so bizarre.
Truly.
How bizarre.
Hmm.
Um what else do I have to catch you up on? I feel like I have some seasonal things to talk about.
I don't know.
Do we here's the thing. We just talked about literally the scariest thing
I
ever.
know.
I was gonna ask him like, what's the scariest movie you've ever seen? And I think it might just be the description of that
I never
TikTok.
saw the TikTok, thank fucking God. What
Right.
is the scariest movie I've ever seen?
Like, what's the one movie that you've just seen and like it's unsettled you to your core? And even thinking about it, it's just
I
like,
don't know. I don't know what I don't really watch a lot of scary movies, not lately. I used to watch so many, but
hmm.
I can't think of any. The ones that we've been watching in your Discord have been something else. Like that really cheesy Little Red Riding Hood one. It wasn't scary at
Oh my
all, but the
God.
transformation
Oh
is
yeah.
stuck in my brain.
The Company of
Hmm.
Wolves with Angela Lansbury and her head exploding like a teapot.
Yeah. I
It's
left
so
halfway through, well, not halfway, like before the end of that movie, and I
yeah.
fell asleep. And I woke up at 2 a.m. to go to work from a text from Cody that was like, I'm going to explain the ending of this movie and you're going to think I'm lying. Like, it was just that movie, the physical effects in that movie popped off.
It's so funny because I retweeted somebody posted a clip of that very scene of the Angela Lansbury and then like the weird tongue just
No, the
like
tongue,
whipping
so
out. Oh my
bad.
God.
I can't with the tongue. He snapped me the tongue.
It's so bad but good. Like it's the effects are wild and
The transformation into dog, it was bad for me. The elongation
yes.
of the
Yeah,
face and the
yeah,
muscle.
the
Yeah.
muscle it went kind of like Hellraiser for a second.
Yeah. I can I I'm annoyed because I feel like I do have a movie in my mind, but I can't think of one. What is the scariest one that you've watched though? Because I know that's like your job. Like all you do is watch scary movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And here's the thing. I don't even like call myself like a horror fan
Hmm.
because I feel like when you say that, people think you're
People
into
think you're a
like
freak,
Freddy and
or they
Jason.
think you're, you know,
No, I feel like when people say horror fan, the thing that people think of is like Freddy and Jason and
oh,
like the slasher stuff, which is like
not your thing.
not my favorite, honestly. Like of all the horror movies, like the Halloween um like
Mm,
series and stuff. It's not, I mean, here's the thing. There's probably like there's a couple good ones, but overall not for me. I like a body horror. I
yeah,
like
I like a
psychological. I like found
psychological. Yeah,
footage.
that's kind of my thing too. I
Yeah.
really like psychological horror, and I really like indie horror that it doesn't exactly feel like a
Yeah.
horror. Does that make sense? Like Midsummer. I
Right.
really liked Midsummer.
Yeah.
And
I
Nope
mean,
is really
yeah.
good too. Like
Yeah.
daylight
Like anything
horror. Yeah.
suspenseful.
Something that makes
Yeah.
you feel kind of
I feel like
icky.
for me, just kind of like an overall, just like a sheen of
Yeah,
ick.
exactly. Like a slime, a Vic. Hmm.
Yeah. Um, I think I think the scariest movie I've seen, and it's because when I think of it, I just like get immediately
Right.
unsettled, is Lake Mungo.
Lake Mungo. Did we watch that in your Discord?
That was, yeah, we did. I think we
Maybe.
did.
I don't know if I
Well, I
did.
know I think I hosted it for
Because I
sure,
recognize the
but
title, but I don't think I've watched it.
yeah, it's a found footage horror movie from Australia.
Okay.
And it's most of the movie is not like scary,
Hmm.
right? It's basically like the tension building up. It's following this family whose daughter just died and they're trying to kind of find out what happened like to her before. It's set in a very like interview slash mockumentary way, and
Okay.
like it's acted very well. So like this tension is just building. It's just like she drowned on a during like a family trip,
Hmm.
essentially. And they didn't really know like what led up to that. So the whole movie is like trying to figure out what happened.
I do like that.
And there I'm not going to spoil it too much, but there is like a reveal towards the end of the movie, and it's just like it's burned into like my retinas, and it's actually like so terrifying.
Oh. Oh my God.
It's
Sorry. I just thought of something.
yeah.
Have you ever watched
Oh,
is this very specific movie I'm thinking of now. And when I think of this very
okay.
like it's a scene in it and it's hold on.
I'm excited.
The
It just like
the
popped into your
taking of
brain.
Deborah Logan. Have you watched that fucking
Oh,
movie? That's it.
yes.
That's mine.
It's the snake one,
She
right?
fucking unhinges her jaw at the end and like there's
Yeah.
this specific scene where she's like digesting this kid. No, it's so fucked. That scene gets
Dude,
me.
yeah.
Hmm.
I was really impressed with that movie. I didn't think I was going to like it that much, but then like yeah,
This fucking did
sorry,
you
I'm
look it
just
up?
looking at the
Yeah,
photos.
dude.
Yeah.
This thing where it just cuts over.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Yeah, it's so iconic. Like it's so it's a good monster
it
design.
really is.
Like it's so unsettling, and just like the build up to this moment and also this look. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, dude. Yes. Benjamin, go have Zoomy somewhere
It's
else.
so
It's so, you know,
it's real she looks like a FromSoft boss.
icky. Like so icky is the thing. But
Yeah.
like also the way that she
I
looks
highly
like
recommend.
this. Like, sorry, same person? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now I want to
Yeah.
watch
The
it again.
makeup
And that's
the
unfortunate.
makeup department popped
That's
off.
the one. I watched that probably the year it came out in 2014, and I haven't watched it since.
Yeah.
And it's still like every once in a while. That's my Roman Empire. Every once in a while, I'll think about that scene where she's just like like
Just
digesting
like,
her in the cave.
dude,
And I can't. It's so bad for me personally.
I have watched it kind of recently within the past couple years,
Hmm.
and it is like it really is just like so like there's so many like ick moments
Yeah, it's
in this movie.
icky, dude. And that's what I mean. Like I like a movie that
Yeah.
like you feel uneasy like the whole time and then it peaks at like just like the ick. The ick peaks. And like it's like
Yeah.
a well-made version of that one we watched in your Discord where it turned out to be a butthole at the end and they were in a butthole.
Oh my God,
Hmm.
yeah. I forgot the name of that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Butthole
The
demon.
Butthole
Last last
Demon
prayer?
in the
Final
UK.
prayer?
Final
Hmm.
prayer. Yeah.
Sorry for spoiling it,
Listen, if
listeners, but
it's
you end up in a butthole at the end. It's like a whole thing.
in a demon butthole, how do you get there? That's the journey
Literally
that
the
you
basement,
can
I
take.
guess. I don't know.
They just kept going.
I, and then they were
But
reverse
yeah,
digested. You know, life comes at you fast. That's all I can say.
dude, if it's a found footage movie though, I am there.
Same.
Like I will pull
I
up.
love a found footage movie. It's so good. It's such a good trope, you know.
It's the one that really gets me. It's like body horror and found footage. Like that's the perfect horror
I
movie
like body
for
horror,
me.
but I gotta get up and do like a walk around, you know? Like I can't sit in one
Oh
spot
yeah.
if I'm watching a body horror.
Like it's ick
Hmm.
for sure. But I'm just like,
Right.
yes. And like that illustration, the sicko illustration. Haha,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Just
Hmm.
me peering into the
Right.
window. That's me. Um but yeah, I feel like there's only been like a couple of found footage movies that have like really scared me like that. But yeah, like uh Lake Mungo is one of
Hmm.
them for sure. But just like overall horror movie like Lake Mungo, just terrifying.
Terrifying, yeah.
It's so like it's just so good. It's such a good build up of everything and the story so good. Um and then Ghost Watch is another favorite
Ghost Watch.
of
I don't think I've
mine.
watched that one either.
I hosted it I think last year in my Discord, but that is essentially it was a movie put on by the BBC,
Okay.
and the thing about it was is that it was kind of set up to look like they were going on like a ghost hunt.
Oh.
And by they I mean like trusted BBC
Oh
reporters.
shit.
Um so a lot of people didn't know that this was like fake essentially.
Oh.
When it was
It
broadcast the first
bamboozled
time.
people.
Yes, it did bamboozle. It was kind of like a War of the Worlds
I just
situation where
looked it
like
up.
people were calling
I just
in.
looked it up and
Yeah.
the top thing was why was Ghost Watch banned? It was
Yeah.
banned?
It
Oh my
yeah.
god.
It was banned because just like the reaction that that occurred.
Right.
Like people were like freaking out. They were calling into like the BBC studio like what's happening? Is everything okay? Like they were freaking out.
Oh my
So, no
god.
spoiler, but like something a poltergeisty happens and it's basically postured to look like a live television like ghost hunt.
Oh my god. Well, you know they're doing it
And
well if everyone
yeah.
thought it was real.
Yeah, yeah. So that one definitely like holds a special place just because it's done very
Hmm.
well and just like knowing that people were watching this and being like, this is real.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This is a
It
real
has
report
a
happening.
stank on it that you know people were terrified when they watched it.
The ending is actually so scary. Like it's unsettling scary.
Oh, love a unsettle.
It's good. I'll have to host it another time
Yeah.
because I do enjoy that
Mhm.
movie. But yeah, I like to be immersed in my movie.
Right. I love a scary
Actually,
movie.
I haven't watched Blair Witch in a bit.
We watched that in your Discord, didn't we? Was it my Discord? Might have
Uh
been mine.
I don't know if I've ever hosted it.
I watched it
Someone.
recently, like the original Blair Witch. It's a good one. It's a
Oh.
classic.
Oh yeah.
It's
For
so
sure.
good.
it's just like it's wild to think of like the process of that movie too. Like
Yeah.
the way it was made, like some of the I think it was just like halfway through the movie where like some of the actors disappear, like the other actors didn't know that that was going to happen.
What?
Yeah.
They didn't know that they were just going to be
They're
gone?
yeah.
Oh.
They didn't know. They also didn't know about the like basement scene and stuff. Like a lot of it
Oh
was
my
like a
God.
surprise. So it was like part improv and
Like real
part like
fear.
them actually, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I didn't know that at all. That's
Right.
so cool. And like it does make sense because like I
Right.
remember watching it and be like, what the fuck? It was in my Discord because I like casted it and it ended up just being
Uh-huh.
me and Cody and no one else could come. So we were like just in a voice group or
No.
whatever. So we were like, we had our mics on, it wasn't muted. And we were like, what the fuck? Because I remember
Right.
literally being like, the acting is so good. Like, why does it look so real? And like,
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah. So they were actually
And like
scared.
the yeah, and the whole thing with like the angle of that shot where she's like crying and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like that was kind of on accident, but they kept it just because it was such
Good
a
shot.
like the angle was like more askew than they wanted it to be, but then
It
it
looked
worked out.
real.
Yeah. And literally this that movie has like my favorite line in a movie or a horror movie, which is it is from that
Mm-hmm.
scene where she's like crying and stuff, and she goes, "I'm afraid to close my eyes and I'm afraid to open them." Like,
Right.
it's
Oh,
so
it's
good.
such
Like
a
it's
good movie.
so
And like
it
the
really
way that it's
is.
like pitch black and you can just hear like crying in the background and like screaming in the distance, like
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
jarring, you know?
It's really fucked. But yeah, I feel like I always have to talk about Blair Witch because I feel like it's a known movie at this
It's a
point, and I'm just
classic.
saying if you have not seen the Blair Witch, it is just like let it
Let
immerse
it, and
you,
you will
you
be
know?
immersed. It is one of those movies where like you watch it and
Oh,
you feel like you're there, like you feel like you're in it.
you feel stress because like
Genuine stress,
there
like panic.
there's like the parts where like they're fighting because like they just hate being around each
Right.
other, and it's like you've experienced that before where you're just like sick of being around people and you're lost, like
They
they're
lose the
lost.
map or like whatever happens to the map and
Yeah.
like they're like so angry at each other. Like
Yeah.
that's such like a
And
very like it feels like a small detail in the movie, but like if they didn't have that and like them turning on each other and like being angry, like it would not hit the
yeah,
same way at all.
right. And I think they were actually legitimately getting angry at each other too.
Probably. It seems too
Like
real.
it was there was definitely stuff planted like amongst the
Hmm.
production of this movie to make it more like to kind of like egg on the actors a little bit. Like I think at the beginning of the movie they're like interviewing the people of the town about the Blair
Hmm.
Witch, and there are some people like these were just random people that they were talking to, and they like actually convinced the people in the town that there was like
My God.
a Blair Witch in the woods. Like it like and then they would play along. They'd be like, "Oh, I don't know if I've heard about that." And just like,
Jesus. It's so
I don't
good. Now I
know.
want to watch it again, is the thing.
Yeah. I just it's done so well. And then also like yeah, when this movie came out, like there were people that did think it was real.
Oh, yes.
Um
100%. I can believe that.
like when it debuted at like Sundance, there were like some people who were like, "Should we find out where those kids
Right.
are?
Is this a
Like, are they
documentary?
okay?"
Like, what the
Like
fuck?
yeah, like what I just watch? Yeah.
There's just
It's
something.
so
There's
good.
something about, and I think this is why I also like the Deborah Logan thing. Like a reveal
Mhm.
at the end where like either they're in a cave or facing a wall or like the camera pans over and it's just this fuck shit. Like there's a theme there that I like. I love it because there is a scene in Blair Witch where like it pans over and it's in that like abandoned house basement whatever
Mhm.
and he's just like facing the wall and it's like
Yeah.
it's just makes you feel so fucked
It's
up.
yeah, it really is. It feels like you're watching something you're not supposed to see.
Right. Yeah. It's like, whoa, I shouldn't be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I really like movies that like will wait. to show you the thing at the end.
Or not show you at all.
I don't.
I
Right.
like that.
Yeah. Or not show you at all. Let me fill it in.
Because that's the scariest
When
thing.
sometimes that's more
Yeah.
terrifying. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Cinema.
My overactive. Yes, the cinema,
I love
baby.
the cinema.
I love the cinema.
Mhm.
I love just like doing these like double feature nights with just like
I know.
the most random ass fuck shit. We're watching The Dolls.
I know. Cody's gonna be here for
And-
that, so I think we're gonna watch it together.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited. He hates a doll.
Yes.
If there's one thing about Cody you gotta know, he fucking hates a doll. I used to have a haunted doll collection, and this was a long time ago,
Rip.
and I want to start a new one so bad, and he simply will not allow it. I love a little fucked up doll, dude.
Can you have at least like one
That's what I
little
asked. Can I
like a
just
small
have a
but
doll?
knowing clown?
Yes, a piss clown for me. No,
Yeah.
not allowed.
Come on.
Not allowed to have a clown.
Come on.
I know.
Ugh.
Boo! Everyone boo Cody.
Boo. Yeah, I'm boo. Tomato. Yeah, we're gonna watch that.
I'm excited.
And then watching The Cell.
With J-Lo.
Have you seen
I have
The Cell?
not seen it. But you know what's so funny? I did not know it existed until I recently heard about it on TikTok. And then you drew it from
Really?
your little pumpkin. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Now's my chance.
Oh, I love The Cell. I love The
I'm
Cell.
excited.
Big fan of that director. Big fan of that costume designer.
Oh, good costumes.
Who also did the costumes for Dracula.
Oh,
So the Coppola Dracula with like the cool muscle armor, same costume designer. You'll definitely see it. Like when you see this movie, like it's just like oozes like art and style. That's basically it. Like the story itself is kind of like silly, goofy. It's like, oh, a social worker enters the mind of a serial killer to find
oh my god.
where the victim is.
Is that the plot?
It's like that.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, that is the plot.
I'm excited.
That's the plot. That's the skeleton of the plot. The armor and the everything else of it is what it's about. It looks cool as hell. Like it is literally just like painting after painting, like shot after shot. It's so good.
And what year did this come out?
2000.
Oh, the year 2000. Great.
Yeah, it is. It's a millennium jam because it's got J-Lo in it.
Right. Love that.
Like she was in so many just
she was
movies
just in shit
in that era.
Yeah. She just was doing
She was
stuff.
like, I'm bored. She's like, Ashanti is doing my vocals. What else am I supposed to do
what
right
can
now?
Jenny from the block do right now? The
I
Cell.
think she actually does an okay job in this
Oh.
in this movie. But like also the last time I watched this movie, I was probably like a teenager.
Oh.
For
That's gonna be
sure.
good.
But like I know it's a beautiful movie. Like it's a gorgeous movie. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I like to watch a little fuck shit because
Fucked
it's
up little
always
movie
just
theater.
like at least a couple of people have seen the movie and then everyone else hasn't, and I'm just like
Right.
rubbing my hands
You're
together
scheming.
like yes,
You're plotting.
I am.
It's so fun to watch a movie and see all your friends being like, "What the fuck?" It's great. You know?
Yeah, the reactions. That's my favorite react content.
It's so good.
It is. It's
Mhm.
great. Well,
Shall we?
have we arrived at the end of the
An
frock?
hour and a half later, I think maybe we have. You know?
Yeah, so true.
We talked about a lot.
Damn, we made up for the Human Centipede
yeah.
commentary that
Now,
week.
all the Listen,
And then just like, what?
it was a lot of just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I mean, it's commentary. It's a different
It's
thing.
okay if people don't like the commentary on episodes. That's fine.
Listen, that's fine. That will not stop us from doing the Titanic
No,
one.
It will not. And I'm so
soon-ish.
excited for that.
It won't.
I can't wait.
I've decided that I'm probably going to have to stand to watch this because I'm gonna just be pacing.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah. Like,
So I'm gonna take my microphone off my
Oh, no,
stand
you're
and
gonna
just hold it
it?
like an announcer.
it's so
Yeah.
funny. I'm for 3.5
Yeah.
hours, you're just going to be pacing. Just like fucking,
Yeah.
oh man, that's gonna be great.
I'll probably sit like a boxer, kind of like take a few
Yeah.
minutes, and then it's gonna get to a scene. I'm gonna jump up and be like, "Oh my
Oh my
god!"
god, we're definitely gonna have to take an intermission for that.
It's no, to second tape intermission.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
But yeah, that'll be coming up
Relatively
soonish.
soon.
Yeah, in the future.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for frucking with us.
Thanks for frucking
Thanks
around with us.
Thanks for listening in on our fruck shit.
Yeah, on the unofficial Halloween episode.
I mean, we did talk about some scary shit.
Did, yeah.
We're gonna have,
Yeah.
we'll put some content warnings on this one.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely we will.
Content warning, just like absolutely everything bad you could ever think of.
And men.
There you go.
So,
Yeah. Little asterisk. But yeah. Thanks for listening. If you've liked the Fruck, why don't you rate us on whatever you're listening on?
Give us 5 stars.
Spotify.
Come on, you know you want to.
It does stuff.
I think.
Or so I've heard.
I think so.
Legend has it.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for listening.
Yeah, and until next time, keep on frucking. Bye.
Beep beep.